The most dangerous manipulation isn't what others do to you, it's what you're doing to yourself and others without realizing it. So the main thing is here, most manipulation doesn't come from a place of malice, of bad intent. It comes from, where does it actually come? It comes from fear, insecurity, and the childhood survival patterns that you had that no longer serve you. It doesn't serve you in any ways. So the first step to authentic relationships and self mastery is recognizing your own manipulative behaviors, right? So recognize your own manipulative behaviors. So let's dive deep into the core of it, right? The core of the manipulation patterns. So you got the first one, which is the victim mindset, right? What is the victim mindset? That is, weaponizing your struggles to gain sympathy or avoid respect. In other words, it's using your struggle to gain sympathy, right? You gain from other people and whatever, or using it to avoid responsibility. Or sorry, there's a truck outside. So your struggle to gain sympathy, right, and avoid responsibility. You also use it as an excuse, or the victim mindset, to make others feel guilty when you don't get your way. So you want other people to feel guilty, and you manipulate them so that they will be sorry for you, right? So that you can get what you want. And using your pain as a lever, basically, you use it as a lever to control other people's behavior. Then, like, the main thing, what you get out of this is you avoid accountability, and while doing that, you gain people's attention. That's why most people adopt this victimhood mindset, because the payoff for it is you obviously you avoid the accountability, the responsibility of everything, but you get the attention. So it's not because of me, it's because of the circumstances, because of that person, it's because of this. So you've given away the responsibility or the accountability, but I want the attention for it, right? And the second one is the nice guy, approval seeker, right? He seeks approval. So what does this include? This includes like a giving to get. So rather than being honest about it, you give to get something back in return. Being selfish, but keeping the score of everything you do, right? So being not selfish, selfless, right? Which is, in my opinion, the selfless as a nice guy is selfish. So selfless is where, but you're keeping score of everything. So I did the dishes, she didn't do this for me. I've always do this, but she didn't do that for me, or they didn't do that. They didn't meet my needs, and doing things for others, but with the covert contracts, with the hidden expectations of, I've washed the dishes, why doesn't she clean the lounge? Depending on what it is you want, like, oh, I did this, so why doesn't she show me some love? Why does she have to shout at me? Why is she angry? I cleaned the whole house for her, and stuff like that. I bought her all this stuff, and she's still not happy. Like, doing it with a hidden expectation. So let's go. So what is the payoff, or what is the outcome of the nice guy approval seeker? So what it is basically you're avoiding rejection while trying to control the outcomes, right? By having the covert contracts, by giving to get something in return. You're trying to avoid rejection. You're doing it in a way so that you don't get it rejected, but you're trying to control that person's outcome, and it doesn't work. You can't control other people. Then number 3 is the silent controller. Right. This one is I've seen a lot. So withdrawing emotionally to punish others. Right? I can say that again. Withdrawing emotionally to punish others. That's so that's silence treatment. That is the stone wall. That is yeah. So those doing that not indirect communication. So instead of just being direct, you're doing it in indirect ways, right? So it's a silent controller. You're trying to control the person or the situation, um, without having to have direct communication. So it's passive aggressive behavior. You don't get your way, you become passive aggressive and try to control the person that way. So what is the main payoff in a sense, the thing that you're trying to get or that you get out of this, and that is power without vulnerability, right? Because you're not doing direct, and because you're avoiding the direct communication, you know you you're trying to have the power without exposing yourself to the rejection or the whatever the possible, instead of being direct, right? So you can't get hurt because you're doing indirect, so people are not going to go straight to you. Then you have the number 4, which is the truth bender. This one is massively prominent in nice guys, myself included. um, so small lies, all right, or even exaggerations to make yourself look better. So it's like, I didn't lie, I just didn't tell the whole truth, right? So to make yourself look better, whether it's a small lie, whether it's you exaggerating the situation, like, oh man, that was so hard because I had to do this. Meanwhile, you didn't have to do much as what you said, right? But you're making yourself look better. Or small lies to minimize the judgment or the rejection that you're gonna get. Withholding key information to maintain control. There again, that's what I said. Like, withholding, not saying the whole truth, just saying a part of the truth, so that you can maintain control of the situation. Creating convenient narratives that avoid uncomfortable truths. So you lie to yourself. That's basically, essentially, you just lie to yourself. Um, you bend the truth to fit your narrative that you want to make, the convenient narrative. It's like, yeah, she always upset me because of dot 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 dot. Meanwhile, she gets upset if you do this certain trait or certain act, but then you go do it, and then you wonder why she's upset, or stuff like that. And the warning signs in yourself. So let's title it down. Warning signs in yourself. You feel, so these are signs you need to be aware of, and they're warning you. So you feel resentful when others don't respond the way you want, right? So in your own body and your mind, you find yourself feeling really resentful. You find yourself planning conversations to achieve specific outcomes. That's me. I've done that most of my life. So I will always replay the conversations in my head. Okay, so if I say this, and then it goes like this and this and this, right, to get specific outcomes. You tailor your behavior differently with different people to be liked. Chameleon. You become a chameleon, right? So with this person, I love metal music and smoking, whatever, like some stupid example. And then with this person, I like hip hop and I wear my pants low, right? Or like this person likes racing, so okay, I will like racing for this one. But this person hates racing, but they like skateboarding. Okay, so I will change the shift. I prefer skateboarding. Like, you fit in. You become a chameleon. You fit into with different people. You become completely different aspects of yourself. Um, you struggle with direct requests. So, in other words, you don't communicate clearly directly with the person. You will go backwards. You'll go through manipulation. You'll go through hinting, and you try you don't go straight to the problem. You try wiggle your way. Beat around the bush to get what you want. Right. So these are like so if you have these in your life, if you've noticed these in your life, then you are manipulating. You have hidden manipulation in yourself. Right. You're manipulating the situations and people. And what are the root causes? What actually causes this to happen? So the first one is childhood survival strategies. That worked when you were a child. You had to survive when you were a kid, to get the love and and the safety, to feel safe when you were a child. So you had to develop childhood survival strategies, as it says. And that worked great when you were a child, in a sense. Not necessarily great, but it worked. It made you feel safe. It got you through the childhood because you were dependent on other people at that stage. But now it doesn't work. Now that roadmap, that programming it's harming you more than doing good. So it's failing now. So you need to address that, right? That, of course, you need to go back, find out where along the line that it happens. And it comes from, or massive part is the fear of abandonment or rejection. That also, like, that's a driving force behind the manipulative behavior, right? Because you fear of abandonment, so you manipulate the situation so you don't get rejected, so you don't get abandoned. Another one is low self-worth, right? So low self-worth creates a dependency, or creates a codependency. Let's put it, a codependency on external validation, right? So your validation or your self-worth comes from other people, from other things, being the nice guy, being liked, instead of coming from within, from yourself, where it's supposed to be. You're supposed to know your own self-worth, or have self-worth. You're supposed to have your own validation from inside, not needing other people's validation. So that's also root causes, low confidence, all of that. Trust issues. So you have trust issues. So and what trust issues does is it makes honest communication feel way too risky. It's like, if I'm honest with this person, they're out, they're gone, they're bolting, they're leaving, they're gonna abandon me, kind of thing. And that makes a lot of that censors a lot of your communication. So how do we actually break the pattern of self manipulation or hidden manipulation? First, like we said, they go through and identify your judgment patterns or your manipulative patterns without judgment. Don't judge yourself. We're not here to judge yourself on it. Just identify, become aware of it. Just identify it and ask yourself, like, what am I really trying to get here? What is the outcome I'm trying to get here that I want? So find the root of what is it, the outcome I want. What do I want out of this interaction? And notice when you are operating from fear instead of integrity. Notice when you are reacting in a sense like, oh, I'm scared she's going to abandon me or leave me, or she's upset with me. Oh crap, this is feeling uncomfortable. I don't like being here. Okay, I'm gonna bend a bit and just fix the situation as fast as possible to get her back to being happy, so she's not upset with me anymore, so I don't feel uncomfortable. That's out of fear, right? And then start, see when you are like that, and then find where you are in your integrity, right? And then journal examples where you've been manipulative recently. This one is a massive help to get you aware of things. Just, you don't have to journal 10 pages. It can be a small, like, quarter page, half page. Just like, okay, where was I manipulative recently? Number 2, direct communication. Practice asking for what you need clearly and directly. Scary as hell in the beginning, but practice it. Ask for what you need clearly. Start small. Just ask, like, I want to go eat steak for dinner. Just communicate. That's what I want to go do tonight. whatever. Like, it can be whatever. It's like, when this happened, I felt this way. Clearly, not when you fight with me and like, you know, not clear ways, right? And stop dropping hints. Just stop dropping hints and expecting others to read your mind. Just say what you want. I'm so frustrated with this because I did this so much in my life. I would drop hints of, oh, maybe I feel like doing this. And then I would wait for the other person to pick up, like, oh, okay, that's what he actually wants to do. Okay, so then this, I will offer that. No, just freaking say what you want to do. I want to go eat ice cream, right? I don't want to go to the cinema today. I don't want to go to the bar. I don't want to go to this place. Whatever it is in your life, everything, just general, and express boundaries without passive aggressive behavior. What does that mean? So instead of saying a boundary, letting someone walk over it, and then going into passive aggressive behavior, where you upset all, you're aggressive, and you sarcastic, and whatever afterwards because they broke it. Just be clear with the freaking boundary, man. Just say, hey, that was my boundary. I don't like it when you do that. I won't accept that. Please don't do that. Done. It can create a lot of fear. It can create a lot of abandonment, fear, or whatever, and discomfort. But it beats being passive aggressive. Just get it out in the open. And accept honest requests might be rejected. And that's okay. That's okay. It's okay if they reject your honest request. It's okay. You can deal with it. You can handle it. Right? It's not as scary as we think. And feel the discomfort. So, again, learn to sit with discomfort or potential rejection. The more you get of it, the more comfortable you're going to be in it. The more rejection you get, the more discomfort you sit in, the more comfortable you will become in that potential rejection. And realize that manipulation only creates false connections. Because you're manipulating everyone and you're not direct and you're not showing up authentically as yourself, you create these false connections where people connect with the false you. It's not you. You're not authentic. And you need to build the courage to be disliked, right? Be yourself. Be authentic. Be liked by people who matter. The people who matter are going to like you in your authentic self, right? Doesn't mean become an a-hole. Doesn't mean become a slob. Obviously, you still be a decent human being. But, build the courage to be disliked rather than to be inauthentic, to fit their mold of everything. So you one way with this person, one way with this person. No, you be the same with all of them. That's it. And trust that real relationships can handle honest communication. If you can't have real honest communication in a relationship, it's a false relationship. You don't have a relationship. You don't have trust in it. And without trust, you don't have a relationship, in my opinion. Build self-trust. Number 4, build self-trust. Make and keep promises to yourself first. Right? So develop the internal validation rather than seeking it externally. You are the most important part here. Your word to yourself is more important than anything else. So I have an alarm that's going off. Internal validation rather than seeking it externally. What does that mean essentially? So your internal validation, meaning your self-trust, your I am enough by myself. I don't need other people's approval completely. So stop seeking it externally from other people. Stop getting your worth from other people. Start getting your worth from yourself. And practice stating your truth, right? Even when it's uncomfortable. Practice being authentic. Like, I don't want to do this, right? I don't feel that was okay, right? State your truth. Like, no, I don't agree that we should handle it this way, or no, I think we should implement the project this way. Whatever it is, could be in any aspect of your life, and create a personal code of integrity that you live by daily. I have mine. I have my mission statement. I have my personal code of honor. Like, I've created a code that I live by daily. So as I say, I am in the process of becoming the person I want to become, addressing the nice guy behaviors, this manipulative side of myself. I mean, I used to hint at things with my wife a lot. I'm like, okay, I want to do this, but I don't just directly communicate it. Or at work, I would kind of hang around and hint that I wanted to do, I would be part of this thing, or I don't want to do this thing. Instead of just going and saying like, hey, hi guys, I want to join on this project. I don't feel like going on this trip or this project here. Or if they would ask for feedback on something, I wouldn't give feedback. I would just, yeah, it was great. It was great. Meanwhile, I hated it. I thought they could improve so much stuff on it. There's different things that in my life that I've done, the manipulative patterns. So I've had the victim mindset. It was because of my classes are so bad that that my teaching is so under par, or it's not under par, but like I'm so behind on marking, and the kids don't give me their work and they don't hand in the work. Bullshit. It was bullshit. It was a victimhood mindset. So and then I would use that as to control the how people perceived me or responded to me, right? So I could avoid the responsibility of, hi, I'm dropping the ball here. And then like I would give to get stuff in return. I would take my wife shopping in order to feel okay getting something for myself, right? So like I wanted to buy something, so instead of just going and buying it, I would take her to go get something that she wanted, so that I would feel okay to get what I wanted. It was and another thing is I kept score on everything I did and she did. So it's like, okay, I bought her this without anything in return, and why is she upset at me now 5 minutes later? Like, I've just bought you something, how can you be upset at me? Like, right? And stuff like that. And then I would have always hidden expectations. I would do stuff, or covert contracts. I would do things expecting something in return. Not the greatest of ways to live, because it creates a massive passive aggressive behavior, and resentment just builds up. And I was also the silent controller. Like I would withdraw emotionally, not necessarily to punish others, but I didn't want to deal with it, so I would withdraw, and then and I would backpedal, because at first I would be I would withdraw emotionally to kind of, I didn't want to deal with everything, so I would just use silence to manipulate the situation, and then once that didn't work as I expected, I would backpedal and I would try to fix the situation. It was the way I lived was very not great. Let's put it that way. Very nice guy syndrome, passive aggressive. A weak way to live, in my opinion. So, something you can do this week: catch yourself in the act. The moment you notice when you're being manipulative, stop, breathe, and choose the honest pain instead. It will feel hell of uncomfortable at first. It's gonna suck. Just note, guys, it's gonna suck. And that's how you know it's working. That's how you know when you feel that uncomfortable fear and you're going through it. That's when you know it's working. So just catch yourself in a moment, and just acknowledge it and fix it, or choose the honest route. Type a comment with one of your manipulative patterns you've recognized in yourself down below. Just let me know, like, out of the list that I gave, like, what do you recognize in yourself? And remember, awareness is the first step to change. Then I want to leave you with, like, real strength isn't controlling others. It's in the courage to be authentic even when it's terrifying. To have your own authentic self. That is real strength, in my opinion. That is where everything lies. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.